Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. In this video today, I am going to be talking about how to expand from a family-based childcare program to a center-based childcare program. If you are new to the channel, my name is Dominique E. Savage. I am a licensed childcare provider and I am also a childcare coach. I help people start, grow, and organize and really scale their childcare business for success. So if you are looking for a childcare coach and or some guidance and resources, you have definitely landed on the right channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know every single time I drop a video. And more importantly, definitely make sure you hit some likes so I can keep these videos coming and going, and leave me some comments so I know exactly what it is that you want to learn. Let's get it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna get right into it, okay? This is like the #1 goal that I see for a lot of childcare owners and childcare providers in our Educated Minds community. Is I see a lot of people that have a family childcare program. They've had it for a year, 2 years, 3 years. They had it for a while, okay? And you may be looking to be like, okay, I'm ready for that center. Like, I got my eye on that center. I see that center. I think I can do it. Like, I've mastered this. Like, my wait list is crazy. I'm ready. I'm ready to jump out there. But you're also a little fearful and you want to know like what to expect. So this is going to be the video for you because I really want to jump into it. And how do I know this? I come from family. I come from having a family childcare program in our home. My mom started the daycare when I was 3 years old, meaning I've lived in the childcare program. Literally, okay? So I was born and raised in the childcare program. So I've seen the transition from having it in your basement to then it takes over your living room and then it takes over the upstairs and then you move out or then you get a center and you expand and all of those things. We have been open since 1999, okay? I joined into our family business in the mere young age when I was 18 years old, and I've been rocking ever since. So I know the struggles and the challenges and all of the things that it takes to really get out of like a family mode mindset and how to transition to have a center commercial-based organization. Okay, and so that is what I want to talk about in this video today, because if that's a goal of yours, these are some things you definitely want to consider. Hey you, yes you, I'm definitely talking to you. If you're seeing this video and you are a childcare provider or you're looking to start a childcare center, you've landed on the right channel. I offer the #1 Childcare Startup University course, and it is a self-paced course. It walks you through all of the steps on how to start your dream childcare business. So if you're looking for a little coaching, a little guidance, definitely make sure you head over to my website at www.educatedminds.com, where I offer services, courses, coaching sessions, videos, all of the things that you need to start, grow, and scale your childcare business. Let's get back to it. All right, so one of the first things I'm gonna say is, one of the first points that I would like to point out is, one of the things you wanna consider on going from home to center is you really wanna look at and assess your readiness to expand, okay? Is your organization and is your business actually ready to expand? And you wanna look at some key important factors like evaluating your home-based business, whether you have consistent enrollment, right? Do you have a wait list? Right? Is the demand for the community there? Like that's an important one. If the demand for the community is not there, especially you may not even be staying in the same community that your childcare program is in. Like, we would love to, but maybe it's not a building that's in your community. Maybe you gotta go to the other side of the town. Is that other side of town demand need for childcare services in that area, right? You also want to look at your financial stability. I'm gonna say it again. Assess your financial stability when you are getting your next location. And I'm gonna give you guys a real good way to look at this, right? You've had your childcare, your home-based business. You've been a home-based childcare provider. You've been servicing, you know, your children. You may have 6, 10, 12, whatever your capacity is for your state, right? And while you was making that money, you ain't been saving no money. You wasn't building your credit. Like, you would literally be jumping out there getting a building solely based off the liquid cash that's actually coming into your business every single day, right? And your business is not financially stable to maintain the current business in your home with staff so that you can leave and then go get that location. So many times I find that people have the home and they're ready to expand, but they've never even hired a staff member. Like, they've never even hired anybody part-time to come into their home because they're like, I don't want nobody in my home. I can do the 8 kids all by myself. But what happens when you gotta leave out and you gotta go look at the building? Are you keeping this home daycare while you open up this location? Are both gonna be open up at the same time? Your financial stability, that is really, really important. My mom says all the time, she has it in a really good YouTube video that we had. It was an interview, and she said something that was so key, and she said, I stayed in my family home because I knew that when I got a building, like an actual commercial, I wanted to be my own director. So while I was in my home and getting my money with my kids, I was going back and getting my degree. So that qualification was checked off. I was rebuilding my personal credit and my business credit so that I could qualify and purchase a building, right? Because I don't want to lease, because if I've been running this business in my home for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, and I'm in this business, I'm in this childcare industry, like I'm in it, this is my career, this is my bread and butter, like I'm in it to win it. I want to own the next building because it's power and ownership, right? I want to add assets on to my overall entity. Okay, so you really want to look at the financial stability for your business and if it's really ready to make that jump from your level of comfortability in your home. Okay, and last but not least, you really want to assess, is your business ready for expansion when you're looking at your personal readiness as an owner? Are you as a childcare home-based owner ready to make that move when it comes to staff management? When it comes to compliance knowledge, like knowing those kind of things are really important, because a home-based childcare program, yeah, you gotta keep up with the licensing compliancy, but it's different in a center. You know, you gotta have a certain amount of staff members, they have to be a certain amount of kids, you gotta maintain this amount of ratio, they gotta have clearances over here, you know, people coming in looking for wages up here. So like really look at your readiness to expand as an owner, and honestly, look at if you are ready to put you and your family back in that startup process, right? Because you can have your family and you can be in your home, but when you get that building, it's go time. You in your building every day, you trying to get it open, you painting, you doing construction, you renovating, you spending more money. So whoever's in your family and in your network, they're experiencing this ride with you. Are you ready for that experience mentally and financially as the owner? Definitely assess that because it's really important. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna say is how to know if you're really ready to go from being a home-based center to expand into like a commercial center site is going to be developing a growth plan. And you may be like, oh my God, there's one more plan, there's one more paper, but I'd rather develop a growth plan before I jump out there and spend buku money on a building and now I'm screwed, you know what I mean? And I'm in too deep and I gotta get this thing done and open. So really take the time to develop a growth plan. And some of those things in your detailed growth plan is really going to be things like market research, right? Market research is like really figuring out, okay, yes, I got these kids in my home. Do I want to stay in this community? Do I want to go to another community? Is there a need for Tyler, pre-K, free pre-K? Is the current area that I'm going in basically taken over by free pre-K? That's a thing. Okay, so look at and do your market research. Visit those neighborhoods, visit those communities, look at your ideal area. If you have a realtor that's giving you vacancies in buildings, do your community research, okay? Can't stress that enough. You definitely also want to look at the budget for expansion. Okay, are you going to get a daycare that was already a building, already a daycare center? Are you going to do a full-on flip, which can obviously, you know, extend your timeline on how soon you're going to get this building open? Are you building it out, like an actual build out? That's a thing, right? Are you franchising it? Like, there's a lot of different things that you want to take into consideration when you're thinking about it. And last but not least, securing funding. If you started your first child care program from the muscle, we're not going to do that again the second and third or fourth time around. We have 4 child care programs at one time, and I can't tell y'all how stressful it was to have 4 at one time. That's a video for another day. But I can definitely tell you by the time we got to like building number 3, it was certain must-haves and it was non-negotiables when we were building shopping. Because I'm like, oh no, that right there and that square footage, I'm not even going over this amount on a lease. Like that's not my budget, you know, or I don't want to go through that because I don't want to go through zoning again. Zoning took me 6-7 months where my building was sitting and still paying rent and doing all of the things, and now I'm mentally stressed and I don't got no money for this. It's all the things. If I got any childcare providers that know what I'm talking about, definitely leave me some comments down below, because it gets very, very real when you do that expansion and you want to not know what you're doing, because I feel like any business that you start, you're gonna make mistakes. Like, there's certain things that I thought I knew that I didn't know, and I thought I did all the research and I still made mistakes. But at least you want to like educate your mind a little bit in that capacity, and creating a budget for expansion is really important, and securing loans and investments is also important, so it helps your process. And then last but not least, you just want to emphasize on what your current business model is. Okay? The business model that's in your home-based program may not work for the same business model that's going to be in your operations in your center base. It may need some change